Hello there, my name's Vinny Voodoo, and this is a follow-up to a particularly popular video that I just posted about the high-resolution DLC texture pack for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone. I won't call it Modern Warzone today. There's a couple of things that I wanted to say. Firstly, thanks to everyone who watched it and commented. Good or bad, I'd love to read it and get some feedback. I'm going to address some of the comments that were mentioned there, and also show some other things that I've just discovered in the game. Firstly, if you want to know if you've got the texture pack, you go to your desktop. This is PS4, it may be different on the Xbox, I don't have one, I don't know. But you go to your PS4, you press the options button on the icon for Call of Duty, and at the bottom you should see information. And if you select that, you'll see installed add-ons view. It's the only option you can select, so just press X. And from there you should see installed texture pack. If you don't see that, or it doesn't give you that option, it's not installed. It's that simple. How you go about install it, there's a variety of ways. There are other videos that people have left comments in, I don't know. I'd have to uninstall the game to find out a way of manually installing it. I was given the option when I first booted it up after the last patch to install the texture pack, and I did. And once it was installed, it did it itself. I didn't do anything extra on top. So that's the first thing I want to mention. Secondly, with regards, some people have mentioned that you won't see a difference if you don't have a 4K television, and I can appreciate that. But the problem I have with that is really, why would they limit that? If it looks better in 4K, it's going to look better at 1080p. But to dispel that, I went into super sampling mode, which is 4K sampled down to 1080p, and it looks the same. It's not like suddenly, oh man, it looks fantastic. But I did discover something here with regards to the operators. I'm not going to bother going over the guns because you can't really see them, but the operators are interesting in so much as that if you go to the I showed this guy in the previous video. I didn't know you could do this. If you right click at that point, you can now zoom in. And had I known this, I would have done so before the patch would have gone in, which may have completely removed the need for my videos. But that's okay. And now you can move up and down as you're moving the guy around. And if this isn't high resolution, then I don't see what they could possibly improve on this in terms of texture packs. Again, if you're watching in 4K or an 8K TV, if you're lucky enough to have one, then it may look blurry. You know, that could be where the texture pack really does come into play. But this is probably the best amount of detail I've ever seen in a video game character to date. The eyes are especially telling for me. I was looking at this guy here, and it just looked so good. You know, his face looks good, the way he blinks and looks around. And I can make him turn. There's a little shadow flicker I noticed. You might just see it there. That's obviously got nothing to do, I think, with the textures. It's just a little shadowy problem. It happened in super sampling mode too, but the bags, and it may, due to YouTube's compression, it may disappear, but the bags have, kind of texture on them. Canvas texture. The way the water bottle moves. And the lighting, it's just fantastic. So what I recommend is if you pull it up and you don't have the texture pack, go to your operators and select one and right click on the stick, and then you can move the camera around and you can zoom in and so on. And that might give you an indication if it looks as good as this with or without the texture pack. Then I don't know what the texture pack did. Someone mentioned in the comments, and it may be a fair one, that the texture pack only addressed some of the more exotic skins, and I did do a skin, and I got this guy dressed a bit like Eddie Murphy from Raw there in his bright leather Michael Jackson jacket. The thing that annoyed me about this is his knee pad isn't quite on. Pull your knee pad up. The other guys managed to dress themselves, but anyway, yes, the textures are all there, and it looked fantastic, amazing, brilliant. Can't laud them enough. So, yeah, I did notice things during the game. I've loaded it up during super sampling and had a good session last night, and there were a few things that looked slightly different, but I'm sure it's placebo. I'm sure it's confirmation bias, and I'm sure it's nothing to do with the actual game being changed. And I think it's possible that people who say it's only operators and guns that have been addressed with the texture pack, they may be correct. One thing more than one person commented on was a previous patch had removed the high-res textures to reduce the file size. And whilst that may be the case, I would counter that with, then I would have noticed it before I installed the patch. You know, I would have noticed it before I installed the texture pack, that it was significantly decreased effectively, and the texture pack put it back to where it should be. You don't see that in my previous video. It looks exactly the same. So, to sum up, this is it. You should be able to check to see if you've got the texture pack, and if you've got the texture pack, have a look at your operators and your guns, and see if it looks any better, just like I did in the previous video. And hopefully it'll give you some insight as to what the 25 gig texture pack did. If you've got a 4K TV, I'd love to hear your comments as to whether it looks better on that, in that mode. And it doesn't make sense to me that they would allow you to install it, and the only people who could, you know, take advantage of a 4K, it would still look better. There's an old rule in graphics called garbage in, garbage out. If you've got a way of making it look better at 4K, it would look even better at, you know, 1080p. It's the same amount of processing power, you know, whether or not you're running it at 1080p or you're running it at 4K. In terms of if you're super sampling it, it's doing the 4K mathematics anyway. So for them to switch it off just because I've got 1080p doesn't make sense. Of course, they may be doing that. I don't know. But yeah, I'll just leave a few clips of interesting things that I kind of came across while playing it the other day. And everyone watching my previous video, and look out for some new videos coming out soon. As ever, my name is Vinny Voodoo, and thanks for watching. And if I have a look at it in-game, what do you think? Is that high-res textures? I'll change to my other weapon. I'll try and get the light on it in such a way that you can see it. Okay. Well, this is interesting. There's a piece of glass here on the left, green glass. You might notice that big shadowy kind of thing. But look at this. When I look to the right, you'll see the green dot of my laser, and also the orange of my charm on the side of the gun, just beneath it in the glass there. Is this an actual surface, subsurface reflection? What is that? What are they doing here? Are they setting up for PS5's proper reflections like in Spider-Man Miles Morales? I don't know. But I did notice that with my... let me pull it back in. Yeah, there you go. The American football, I was going to say rugby ball then. One for the Welsh. That is fast. I don't remember all of these piss blood stains everywhere. Someone had a dirty protest there, and there. And is this what this is what the guys at Infinity Ward have been doing? Is making shitty bedsheet graphics? What? That was quite a poo fest. All right. Well, these are possibly the high-res textures. Too much wine. I don't remember anything like these posters or whatever that is. The new Tesla. I mean, it's well detailed. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know if you've looked into one of the, you know, crisp, what do they call it, vending machines. They seem incredibly detailed on there.
Oh, yes, there's a lot more fucking detail. You almost want to put a quarter in or something.
Yeah. That's down here. Apparently there's some dead bodies. So I'm going up and trying to get close to see the textures. I mean, it's blurry. Well, the shoulder's not blurry, but... This is weird because normally bodies don't last. So... And he's got some blood on him. Oh, hang on, where'd he go? He's definitely not happy. This doesn't look like... Well, it looks like high-res textures, but it looks like exactly the same as the previous iteration of these. Why are these bodies here? Okay. Oh, you decided to. But when I open it, it has this exactly the same reflection effect as Mirror's Edge has. In so much as that if I turn, it gets more reflective, and if I kind of closes it, because it doesn't want to give a reflection of me. So it goes from like a like a cube reflection, or a spherical reflection. I don't remember seeing this in the game either, so this may be something new. Chopper with the rivets. I'm getting close, as close as I can. And what I'm going to do is get in and then get out.
I prefer to run.
Put me in your picture there, or as you get me clobber off.
Well, I've also got your audio now, you Burke.
Oh shit, sorry, man. Fuck.
It's all right. All right, that's my cohort in this endeavour.
And a swig of beer.